Victor Abayomi Jagade adores his daughter Fortress, loves being a husband and homeowner here in the suburbs of St. Louis.
This is a dream come true, especially for me, growing up back in Nigeria in poverty. Basic needs were so scarce. I grew up in an environment where people didn't have access to drinking water, and I had so many siblings, and we grew up in rented apartment. We were sleeping in the living room on the floor, so it wasn't easy, and it has always been my dream that my kids will never wake up in a rented apartment, though I didn't know how I was going to go about it.
The 34-year-old Nigerian native credits naca.
It's white. I just love it.
With helping to make his dreams come true.
I grew up in village, going to cassava farm, so it takes me back to my origin. Each time I'm cutting branches of tree or I'm mowing the grass, I just remember my childhood going back home, and I just see that village boy with a lot of dreams, even though he didn't know how they're going to be possible. I wanted to have my kids in our home, not a rented apartment. I don't want my kids to grow up being in an apartment. I want them to know that there's a home where they will feel safe.
He and his wife, a registered nurse, bought their spacious home complete with a beautiful backyard for $150,000. They closed late last year.
God made it possible through naca, so that's how we were able to get this home. The process was long. Yeah, it was frustrating for my wife, but we trusted the process, and at the end of the tunnel, we saw the light. It was a learning process for me. I didn't know anything about mortgage. I didn't know anything about loan,
But he learned thanks to naca and dedicated employees, including mortgage counselor Maria White.
Very calm, very loving guy. He helped through the documentations. We submitted different documentation, and he was able to counsel and lecture and educated us throughout the process.
The most difficult part about naca is becoming qualified. Like I said, it takes most people about 3 to 6 months to become qualified, depending on your situation. I've had folks who qualified in less than 2 or 3 weeks just because they were ready to go.
Jagade says he cannot believe the rates his family got.
Our interest rate is 2.8%, and so officially we were supposed to pay about $1,000 as mortgage, and where we rented we were paying $750. I'm very sure it will be more now. Yeah, I'm very sure it will be more now. So we didn't know that what we were putting in for rent, we could actually own a home. So it was when we finally moved in here, when we finally closed this, I shed tears. I came here by myself. I closed from work one day. I wanted to know if this is real. I was dreaming, so since we had the key, every time I close from work, I just come here. We've not moved, but I just come here. Sometimes I just lie down on the floor. This is my house.
Where he can now provide for his wife and daughter and their future.
Sometimes I shed tears when I see her. I see a lot of me in her. You see, she's beautiful. So Fortress, if you're watching this video in the future, your mom and I, we made a lot of sacrifices while we were saving, because we saved to also beat down the interest rate and pay for inspection, fix things in the house, bought things in the house. We weren't buying shoes, clothes. We reduced even our groceries. We set a target every month that we have to save because we want to build a home. I gave up my SUV, and still I haven't bought the SUV, but I plan to buy it, probably next year.